The Mouse and the King of the Jungle. Introduction. In a lush, green jungle far away, a world teemed with life. Birds chirped melodious tunes, monkeys swung from branch to branch, and the river gurgled with laughter. The animals, large and small, lived in harmony, each playing their part in the intricate dance of life. But above all stood Leo, the mighty lion, revered as the king of the jungle. His roar echoed through the trees, a symbol of strength and protection for his kingdom. However, in this same jungle, lived a tiny creature named Max. Max was a mouse, small and often overlooked, scurrying through the underbrush in search of food and shelter. While the jungle's majestic residents barely noticed him, Max knew every nook and cranny of the jungle, each hidden trail and secret hiding spot. His life was one of constant vigilance, always watching for danger from above and below. Leo, with his golden mane and powerful presence, was everything Max was not. Strong, brave, and respected, Leo's word was law, and his protection kept the jungle safe. Despite their differences, destiny had a plan to intertwine their paths in a most unexpected way. Chapter 1: A Day in the Jungle. The sun rose gently over the horizon, casting a golden glow on the waking jungle. Birds fluttered from their nests, singing their morning songs, while the monkeys began their playful antics. Max, already awake, was busily collecting seeds and nuts. He darted from one place to another, his nose twitching and whiskers quivering with every sound. Max's small stature made life challenging. He had to be cautious of predators, always ready to dive into the nearest burrow at the slightest hint of danger. Despite the constant threats, Max enjoyed the simple pleasures of his life. He loved the feeling of the sun warming his fur, the taste of fresh berries, and the thrill of discovering new hiding places. Leo, on the other hand, began his day with a majestic yawn and a stretch that seemed to shake the very ground. His daily routine included a patrol of his territory, ensuring that all was well. The sight of Leo was enough to send other animals scurrying out of his way, not out of fear but out of respect for their king. As Leo walked through the jungle, his eyes scanned the surroundings, making sure his kingdom was peaceful. He greeted the other animals with a nod, his presence a reassuring constant in their lives. Leo's strength and courage were legendary, and his role as the protector of the jungle was one he took very seriously. Chapter 2: The Unlikely Encounter. One sunny afternoon, Max found himself wandering further from his usual routes, drawn by the scent of ripe fruits. He was so engrossed in his search that he didn't notice the shadow creeping up behind him. A sudden rustle of leaves made him freeze. His tiny heart pounded as he slowly turned around, only to find himself face to face with Leo. Max's instinct was to flee, but his little legs felt like jelly. Leo's piercing gaze fixed on him, and for a moment, time stood still. Just as Max thought his end had come, a loud cry broke the tension. A young monkey, tangled in vines, was calling for help. Leo's attention shifted instantly. He bounded towards the distressed monkey, using his powerful jaws to free it from the entanglement. Max watched in awe as Leo carefully set the monkey down, checking to make sure it was unhurt before sending it back to its troop. Max's fear began to dissipate, replaced by a sense of curiosity. He had never seen Leo up close before. The lion's strength was evident, but so was his kindness. Max took a tentative step forward, his curiosity overcoming his fear. "Thank you for helping," he squeaked, his voice barely audible. Leo turned his gaze back to Max, a look of surprise on his face. He had not expected gratitude from such a small creature. "You're welcome," he rumbled, his voice deep and soothing. "It's my duty to help all who live in this jungle, no matter their size." Chapter 3: The Growing Friendship. As days passed, Max and Leo found themselves crossing paths more often. What began as casual encounters soon turned into regular meetings. Max would bring Leo small gifts of food, and in return, Leo would share tales of his adventures and the history of the jungle. The other animals watched this budding friendship with a mixture of curiosity and disbelief. How could a tiny mouse and a mighty lion be friends? Yet, as they observed, they saw the mutual respect and understanding that grew between Max and Leo. Their friendship began to change the dynamics in the jungle. It became clear that strength wasn't just about size or power but also about courage and kindness. Max's quick thinking and knowledge of the jungle's hidden paths proved invaluable to Leo. He helped the lion avoid traps set by humans and find water sources during dry spells. In return, Leo's presence protected Max from predators, and his wisdom guided the mouse through difficult times. The friendship between Max and Leo started to influence other animals. The jungle's residents began to see each other in a new light, realizing that every creature, no matter how small, had a role to play. The respect that Leo showed Max made a powerful statement, teaching the jungle's inhabitants about acceptance and cooperation. Chapter 4: The Big Crisis. One fateful day, the peaceful jungle was thrown into chaos. A group of humans entered the jungle, bringing with them machines that roared louder than the fiercest lion. Trees began to fall, and the ground shook as the machines advanced. The animals, terrified and confused, fled in all directions, seeking refuge. Leo sprang into action, his roar echoing through the jungle as he tried to organize the panicked animals. He sent the fastest creatures to spread the word and gather everyone to a safe location. Max, though small, was determined to help. He scurried around, alerting those who were too frightened or too slow to move. As the humans continued their destruction, Leo realized that their safe haven was in jeopardy. They needed a plan to drive the intruders away. Max, with his intimate knowledge of the jungle, suggested a daring idea. He knew of a narrow canyon that the machines couldn't cross. If they could lure the humans there, they might be able to stop the destruction. Leo and Max worked together, rallying the animals. The birds flew overhead, dropping leaves and branches to obscure the humans' vision. The larger animals created diversions, leading the humans towards the canyon. Max, with his small size and quick movements, played a crucial role, darting around to ensure the plan went smoothly. Chapter 5: The Heroic Rescue. The plan was working, but disaster struck when Leo got caught in a trap set by the humans. His powerful limbs were ensnared, and his roars of anger and pain echoed through the jungle. The other animals, seeing their king in peril, hesitated, unsure of what to do. Max felt a surge of determination. He couldn't leave his friend in such a dire situation. Gathering his courage, he approached the trap, his tiny paws working quickly to gnaw through the ropes. The task was daunting, but Max didn't give up. He called for help, and soon, other small creatures joined him. Together, they worked tirelessly, their combined efforts slowly weakening the trap. As the final rope snapped, Leo was free. He nuzzled Max in gratitude, his eyes shining with pride. "Thank you, my friend," Leo said, his voice filled with emotion. "You saved me and the jungle." The animals, inspired by Max's bravery, rallied together.